Right, live two.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bits and Pieces podcast, episode 30. We've finally made it to our 30th episode. Woohoo! I'm always excited for these episodes anyway, regardless of what the number is. But yeah, 30 is a little bit of a milestone anyway, isn't it? So, yeah. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, as I said, to the Bits and Pieces podcast with my two co-hosts, the wonderful... That face, every time you're going to see... All you're going to keep saying... I don't think Beth is ever going to come on cam any time now. I don't think, because she's going to keep using maybe sometime, maybe at some point.
Might,
but
maybe get one of those faces that you cut out, have that, and put it over my face.
Actually, just put it over your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, we've got the wonderful PizzaBeth.
Hello.
And the wonderful TheFreedyShow.
Hello.
So, how you doing, guys? Hope you're good. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
So,
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
It means it's the podcast, and that can only be a good thing, right? So yeah, thank you very much for everyone joining us today. As always, we're going to start off with some spotlights where we talk about a game that we've played either in the past or just recently. Just because the podcast wasn't out at the time of the game's release, so that's why we sometimes like to reminisce. Or just like as in the case of last week, last episode where we talked about V-Rising, which actually came out just recently. We've been playing quite a lot of that actually. Must admit, it's been quite fun. It's been quite
best
fun.
game ever.
Best game ever. Yeah, we're only May, but we're still best game.
That's the only game I've been playing. So.
And it's the only game worth playing right now.
Yeah.
Without Elden Ring.
Oh God, yeah. Those two games seem to be taking over at the moment, which is not a bad thing.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's good.
Until we get bored of V-Rising, but hopefully
but that's always
That's not going to happen anytime soon.
No, it's not going to happen.
There's so much to do.
There's too much to do in that. But and as always, we like to we have some gaming news. I think we have actually got a decent bit of news this week. Finally, it's been a couple of weeks where we haven't actually found anything. We've found some news, but it's never been juicy.
Exciting.
Yeah, juicy. And we always round off with Beth's joke of the week, and that usually sums up all of the show. You can find the show if you want to listen to this on the go anywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Audible as well. We've got
Oh.
Amazon Music. Anywhere that does an RSS feed basically is where you'll always find a podcast. So we should be out there somewhere. Just like, share, subscribe to any of those channels, and just, you don't have to write a review. You don't have to, like, reviews are really good though, but that does help. That makes a big difference to us. It makes a big difference to any podcast. If you've got, say, for instance, Spotify, and you want to keep up to date, hit the subscribe button on there. It doesn't cost you anything, but following it helps our analytics so that we get noticed a bit more better. So yeah, that's how the only way podcasts can grow is from your help. You out there, you people out there, you share and like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Or over on Twitch. Yeah, anywhere, yeah. And yeah, obviously we're on Twitch. So we broadcast live on Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/FunnybitsBoi, twitch.tv/FreedyShow, twitch.tv PizzaBeth, or /PizzaBeth. I shouldn't forget the / just for your name as well. Sorry about that. But there we go. That's all the stuff. We'll repeat that again at the end of the show. So let's get started then, shall we? With today's show. Shall we go on to the spotlights, or do you want to discuss my little adventure in London today? Actually, it was quite fun.
Yeah, let's.
Should we jump into that first? Should we do it right? So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna roll VT, as it were. Right. So if you're watching my channel right now, I'm just playing. It's not a great quality, but it's quality nevertheless. It's the only quality you're going to get. There we go. I'm going to run it now. I think on a smaller screen it doesn't look so bad. But yeah, I went to the MCM Comic Con in London, at the XL Centre in London, and if you was listening to this right now, by the way, there's for anyone's watching. There's a dinosaur in the background. You can't hear it for licensing reasons. I can't have music on, but there's the theme tune to Jurassic Park at that moment when it happened.
Oh,
so it was pretty cool. Yeah. I must admit, this is the first. Oh, there's a bit of a flip. So I've never vlogged before. I've never done a vlog before. So this is my first time attempting a live feed vlog. Not only did I vlog, but I did it as a live feed as well. So that's kind of new to me. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Was it fun?
it was good fun. There was a Kylo Ren. We're seeing the Kylo Ren there, and yeah, I just took a little tour at the start. This was about 9:30 in the morning, and I came away about 2:00 in the afternoon. It's a long old day. It goes on till about 5. It's like 9 till 5, and on a Sunday it's 10 till 5. I think it is. It's throughout May, and it comes around again in October for the winter con, and it's in the same place. 3 days, over the course of a weekend.
Dalek.
There is Daleks. Yes,
that's cool.
Exterminate.
Yeah,
that's cool.
The more you watch, the more of this. This will be up on my YouTube channel at some point. Once I've decided, once I finally get around to actually editing it, unless I pay someone to do it. I don't know. anyone who wants hard cash, let me know. But yeah, it was a great fun. It was a good day. It's the first time I've been since 2018, I think it was, which is just prior to the big lockdowns that was happening because of the COVID. So once COVID came along, it sort of stopped. A lot of things stopped. A lot of people lost jobs and stuff because of COVID.
The world just stopped.
The world just
stood still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see my ugly mugs sort of like throwing around on a minute, because I even bought a gimbal. Look, I even got a Twitch t-shirt on just because.
That's cool. That's cool.
So like, there I am. I'm a vlogger now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly
I'm a Twitch vlogger.
I'm a Twitch vlogger.
Should have interviewed people.
I've made it.
I was very tempted to do that. I was trying to do that. I wasn't expecting anyone in my chat. I think this what we were seeing actually, for those who can't see, there's obviously displays of Doctor Who. I think this was Stranger Things. And there was other
Yeah.
things, other displays. There was a later on we come across it in the video, but there is a section. Some guy selling hats. There was a section of retro gaming. So you had GameCubes, you had PS1s, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360s, Xbox. So it was a whole sort of section dedicated just to retro gaming. I think there may have even been some Spectrums as well. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. I couldn't get there because it was so full with people. There was also tabletop, physical tabletop games as well. There was sections for, if you think of it, anything to do with gaming, comics. There was manga as well. Manga was a big thing actually. A lot of cosplayers dressing up in manga characters. There was a section dedicated to was it so rather naughty manga. Adult, little bit adult. Manga. Yeah, you had to be 18 to buy the comics, and they were obviously behind
hentai.
Yeah, hentai. There was a hentai section.
The culture
not
section.
Surprised.
The culture section.
The culture. Yeah, so that's something I don't think I've ever noticed it before, but it might have been just this year. I'm not sure. It was a great day out. There was a lot of. I'm going to get to the negatives towards the end, but there is some negatives it was mostly positive, but there is some negatives, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, what else did I see? Loads of cosplayers. Some, obviously, there was people making some of their costumes. People have dedicated months and maybe years to create their own costumes, and when you look at some of their costumes, it is amazing. It's absolutely phenomenal how people have spent so much time. There are obviously some shop bought ones. You've got your basic sort of shop bought one. You've got your should we say overseas sort of ones where you can buy online, mostly from China. I would say they're probably from China. I think somewhere like eBay would sell those, but yeah, just be careful. I think at some point you'll see a Jason Voorhees just walking behind me. I think it's going to be in this clip actually that you're watching now. Yeah. Sometimes I didn't even pick up on that on the camera because I was so busy concentrating as I'm walking around. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine it came up behind you. And so funny.
There was a lot of cosplayers that I put my camera, because I got to the end of the day, end of my day. Like I said, about 2:00, I sort of finished. I put my camera away. Well, the camera was my phone basically, but I put my gimbal in my bag, and I as I was exiting, I saw a Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, right.
But he had a Mary Poppins hat. Mary Poppins, y'all. And I missed the opportunity to take a photo of him. But yeah, as you would expect, there was a lot, like I said, there was off the peg sort of cosplayers, there was homemade cosplayers, and there was obviously those slightly more premium cosplays. Either or, it doesn't matter what it was. People made an effort. It's one of those times I think I ended up walking past someone and everyone's there for the same reason. Even people who you'll meet down the street who might have a bit of an attitude towards things, they, people go, oh yeah, I'm going to take the mickey out of these cosplayers, and when they get there, they're actually joining in. They see there's Kratos. I actually caught it on camera. I said there's the Kratos in it. It's actually quite awesome. I just said it prior to actually streaming. I said to Freedy that there was a Kratos, and I don't know if I captured it on film, and I did. That's why I raised my arms with excitement, because I actually did capture it on film.
That's
Leon Kennedy. What a combo!
I was so delighted. I actually did capture it on film.
Dream team.
But yeah, it was a good day. It was a very good day. There was
That's a shield hero.
Yeah, there's lots of
the green. Sorry,
lots of cosplayers. No, that's fine. You're spotting
Yeah.
ones. There's quite a lot of space now. I'm gonna point. Sorry, go on, Beth.
Oh, go. No, go on.
No, ask questions. It's fine.
No, I was going to ask, what did you do? What was your day? Did you buy like anything? Did you?
I wanted to, but you have to kind of get stuff quite early because stuff sells out quite quickly. A lot of places will sell mystery boxes, and it's literally whatever they're selling on their stand, on their particular what's the right word I'm trying to think of? Like it's the merch, I suppose.
Yeah,
merchandise. Yeah, so they will sell stuff, and then they just make up little bags or actually quite big bags between sort of like 10, 15, 20. Some prices even go up to about £60 of these mystery boxes, and for that you get whatever makes sort of £60 worth of goods, I suppose. And it's quite literally a random bag, random things. So I missed out on those.
Gandalf.
There was a Gandalf. There was an actual Gandalf the Grey.
The staff, yeah.
No. It is literally who's who of who.
You should have gone up to me and go, "Can I pass?"
I missed. There's so many opportunities I missed. It's just because I'm concentrating. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever vlogged, and I was doing it as a live stream as well. So I'm concentrating so much, I don't even realise things have gone past me until it's after it's happened.
Right.
I'm watching this footage for the first time as well, so I don't even know what's happened in the background. I had chat. There was some couple of people come into my chat. One of our friends, Draven and Sparrowhide, they came into the chat.
Awesome.
There was a couple of people there. Occasionally, my internet broke up because at first I had to use my 4G, which is going to kill my data, by the way. Obviously, it will do. But I finally got Wi-Fi. When I did get Wi-Fi, it still didn't settle down. Again, if you look at this roof ceilings, they're metal ceilings, so like you've got that interference as well. Plus the concession stands, that's the word I was trying to look for. All the concession stands and all of the merch stands are using contactless payments.
That's quite empty though. It's quite empty there.
This was 9:30 in the morning. Later on, about sort of 12 o'clock. This is like 9 o'clock is the fast track guys. What they call it? I can't think of what the right word is, but like you got premium access.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't figure out the name of it. Yeah. So after 10 o'clock, it then opens up to the rest of the public, and every hour there's a constant flow of people coming in. So whilst it looks empty at the moment,
oh, okay.
That's probably a big flow of people that came in.
Yeah, so this first hour this is the first hour that I recorded. There's a weeping angel, as I just sort of like from Doctor Who. There was areas that you could take photos. There was a couple of Deadpools there. I mean, there was loads of different. There was like 3 Deadpools lined up in a queue. Literally
That's
stood
so
next
cool.
to each other. Yeah, there's so many different.
You should have asked them how many dead balls it take to change a light bulb.
See, it's these small things that you only think about afterwards. And it's like, oh yeah, I wish I'd thought about that. I wish I'd done that. And that Gandalf thing, the meme.
Right. We need to do a field trip to the next one next year. all of us need to go, meet up and go and do it.
No,
So
no,
it does look empty at the moment, and actually
stream the whole thing.
I will stream it. Yeah, let's take our group down there. Let's take the podcast down now.
Yeah, interview people. That'd be
live
awesome.
podcast at Comic Con.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I don't want to start coughing again like I did last week. Fortunately, I did cut out quite a lot of my segment last week. That coughing segment, went on for a little bit too long.
Did you meet anyone
Kill Bill.
famous?
Do you know what? I depends on what you call famous. Now, this is kind of this is what I'm going to get to. This is the Funko Pop stand. There was a lot of places that did Funko Pops, but this is the main one. But they used to do a big store, and they used to be quite massive. Like, I've been going since about 2016. So all of the famous people that I have seen over the years, that wasn't like that. And this is where it gets disappointing for me.
Is that Donald Trump?
There was a prime minister There was
Yeah.
there was a
Okay.
Boris.
There's a Bleach cosplayer
Oh,
there.
Boris.
Yeah.
Was it Boris?
There was a
Boris
Boris.
Johnson.
There was a Boris Johnson that
I thought it was Donald Trump because of the hair, but okay.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of stormtroopers roaming around. There was a lot of Star Wars.
Rengeku.
Yeah, there's. In fact, Freedy, I will say this to you actually. Mostly because of the anime stuff. There was a lot of anime.
bet.
You'll definitely know. Tokyo Toys was one of the concession stands that was there.
There'll be loads of Naruto, Dragon Ball Z,
Naruto's
they're the most popular.
Yeah.
One Piece.
I love people's
I saw Luffy there.
I love people's enthusiasm for doing this. It's so great. It's like I was going to say, like you've got some of these people that you wouldn't speak to in the street, and yet you'll go with enthusiasm. You'll say hi to. You know,
Yeah.
you'd never meet these people before. It's got one of those atmospheres that you'd never speak to, and yet you've all got the same common interest.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. That's why it's good.
That's what, there's all sorts of ages, from the very young to the very old, and everything in between.
I would buy all of that.
What it doesn't matter what
swords.
Yeah, what gender or race, what color, creed, or whatever you're from. It doesn't matter what it is. There was all sorts of cosplayers, including like gender bending cosplayers as well, which just means that it's open to everybody. Beth, you asked me famous people. I'm going to go through. I will mention one famous person that I saw, and either you know him or you don't. And he's only famous from TikTok.
Okay.
And I actually got a photo of him, and I might stick it in the. I'll stick it in the.
I don't know if I know him, but let's see if I do.
I will stick the picture in our Discord. It's the only famous person I saw.
Did they do like panels?
Yes, there were panels. Most of the panels that there this time round was mostly from. Oh, there was T-shirts there that actually I couldn't get one. I'd love to have got one. There was these T-shirts. They were sound activated lights.
Oh, cool.
So the lighting effect on that, or masks. There was masks and stuff, and I tried to get one, but the queue was just ridiculous, and there was only one guy serving, and I was like, "How have you only got one guy serving?" His queue was massive. Like there was people trying to get these T-shirts, and he was serving as many people as he could.
He probably had people calling sick on him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's like you got a 3-day event, and there was this. Dragon Ball Z stuff. Oh, there's the Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, there was loads of
Wonder.
I like the way that. So as soon as we see it, I knew Freedy would pick up on it.
I have most of these.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they're all broken now, but I did have most of them.
But yeah, so back to the guests. There were panels and stuff. Some of the panels I've seen. Yeah, there was a lot of those cosplayers actually. Some of the guests that I've seen over the years, I've actually met Hayley Atwell from the MCU. Obviously, Peggy, not Peggy Mitchell, but Peggy
Mitchell from the MCU.
Get out of my universe. Yeah.
Get out of my portal.
Nolan North actually cancelled this year, but he has been there with Troy Baker. Previous years.
I know they are.
Yep.
Jim Cummins, who's obviously the voice of Winnie the Pooh and various other characters. Tonya or Strong?
Robin? I can't do it.
No, she does the voice of Tommy from Rugrats and
oh no, she is. Yeah.
Tara Strong. Yeah,
Tara Strong. Yeah, she's done loads of stuff.
Yeah, she's been there. Felicia Day was there before. I know. I remember that because I know one of our guests actually on the podcast, Jelly Ogre, has actually got emotes from her stream. She's also a Twitch streamer. So,
is she?
Yeah, so she's done Twitch streaming. So if Jelly's in your chat or if he's hopping around, yeah. So she's actually been in previous years. There's been quite a few different guests. Sebastian Stan was at one of a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, who he hates playing.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah,
he absolutely hates playing him. He said a million times he hates playing him.
Well, but he did it. Obviously, just did it for the money then.
Yeah. Well, the reason he hates playing him is because he was told he'd have a bigger role in the movies.
Yeah.
And he's basically cut out of almost everything, which is why he hates it.
Yeah.
He got his own show. Come on.
I know.
Nice got his own show anyway.
Yeah, that is not barely
what's his name? Is it Mackie? Anthony Mackie.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes,
yeah. From the MCU as well.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg was the last time I went to.
He plays War Machine, doesn't he?
Anthony Mackie. He's new Captain America.
Yeah, Falcon.
Yeah,
Falcon. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Falcon and the Winter
I
Soldier.
forgot about him. Forgettable character.
Right, so
I mean, he's Captain America now. Sorry,
exactly.
that's spoiler.
Right,
forgettable character.
Yeah, Captain America. Who's that?
Who's that? Captain of Nothing, is what it is. Yeah.
Right, I've just posted in our Discord just now who I actually took a photo of. You either know him or you won't, but it's from TikTok, and he's the only famous person I actually met on the day. TikTok Jesus, otherwise known as Scotty Warhol. Is it Scotty Wartooth or something like that?
Where did you post it?
Yeah, I posted it in our Discord chat that we're on now. The Bits and Pieces Discord.
I did not see it.
All right,
It's not there.
Okay, maybe it hasn't come up. Is it not?
It's not there. It's not there.
Okay.
I cannot see it.
It's compressing the file.
Okay, well wait.
It's compressing.
Okay. Compressing.
It's there.
I'm
compressing, waiting for it.
Right, but anyway, yeah. So he was there. So if anyone's familiar with TikTok, and if anyone people who are listening, if you're familiar with TikTok and you know who the Jesus is on there, then you'll probably recognize the.
I do now.
Yeah. Yeah. So this year's guest list, I didn't recognize any of them. Nolan North cancelled this year, so he couldn't make it in. So yeah, because he does. Yeah. He can, whatever his name.
Nolan somebody.
Nolan.
Wherever.
Yeah. Nolan North.
It's not like he's one of the famous voice actors.
I know. I was completely thrown from why I'm like, yeah. So he was.
His doppelganger turned up. It's Nolan South.
Oh my god.
Oh god. I thought we were going to save the jokes till the end. But...
Yeah.
Hey.
We're sandwiched it this week. We've got one each end.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Hey.
But yeah, this was a good day. But the downside to this, you mentioned earlier that it looks empty. It is empty because of the timing of the day at the as of when this video has been shown. I stopped to charge my phone because obviously I'm draining my battery on my phone, and then later in the afternoon you could see how much crowd there was. It was busy. Much later on, and the crowds do get more busier, but the concession stands and the a lot of the stands, the merch stands and that was a lot less than I've seen in previous years. So the hall actually is bigger, but it looks like there's less people because of that lack of stands. There's two sides. There's a west wing and an east wing, and both sides are always full of people, and it always feels more cramped when there's more. Obviously, it's going to
Why is there a walking box?
A walking box.
Snake.
Snake, yeah.
Yeah,
Snake
I don't know.
box.
I didn't even see that.
Sorry to drop that. Just threw me as
just watching this. Yeah. But yeah.
That's
otherwise, the lack of stands this year, the lack of special guests, especially when you've got one of the big sort of like voice actors like Nolan not been turning up as well. I think there was someone else because I think it was from. What was the game that he? What was one of the recent games he was in? The
Who?
Last of Us. Was he in the
Oh,
Last of Us?
Troy
No,
Baker. Troy Baker.
Troy Baker or Nolan North.
All right, Nolan North.
Nolan
Yeah.
North's
Nolan North.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in that. There should have been
Yeah,
another.
cool.
There should have been an actress who turned up as well, who didn't turn up. So yeah, sadly it's gone down. I think it's gone downhill because of the COVID thing. I would say gone downhill. I think it needs to re-establish itself again. It needs to come back into where, like at its peak. I think it was 2016. For me, it was at its peak, and then it slowly took a slight decline. It's worth going to, but I would definitely sort of like consider if they haven't announced many guests this time next year, or this time next year would have been too late, but like just prior to the next year's one. So the next time they do this, it is in October. If there's not that many guests, then I would consider not going.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what does it for a lot of people.
it's gonna be Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, so I think that's a lot of horror fans going to that one.
So I've been to a few of them, and it's been the same one. So I've been to the October one. The October one is much the same, but again, like you said, it's Halloween, so they always do it. There's a lot of horror. I think Tony Todd was there one year.
Okay.
He was in the what's that B movie? B movie.
Candyman.
Candyman, yeah. The B movie.
He's a voice actor mainly, though, isn't he?
Yes, he's the voice actor. He does a lot of voice acting.
He also does stunt work.
He was also in The Rock as well. He was in The Rock.
He's done loads of bit roles in loads of movies. Yeah.
Mostly a bit actor. Yeah.
His main job is voice actor.
Yeah.
His loads of voice work. He's in loads of stuff. If you look at his resume, he's got like millions of movies. All voice acting. Exterminate. Exterminate.
Yeah, that
Supergirl.
That was awesome.
Superman. Supergirl.
There was a good combination of like
Sephiroth.
There was a good combination of
Oh, I can't see. It's too quick. Spot the character.
Spot the anime character.
And the video game character.
It is a little delayed, so we're probably calling them out.
Fingers.
I know, my hands. I'm still struggling to get used to the
adverts. What?
Adverts? How you got adverts?
It's Twitch are arseholes. Stick around to.
Right, I'm going to stop that now because I think oh no, maybe I should keep it running just for the sake of your stream.
Yes, because now I feel the sudden urge to not use PayPal.
Right, so I'm going to stop that now.
My footage is gone.
Did you want to count? You're using the footage.
The advert. I want more.
Oh, you're
advert.
using. Oh, because you're using your stream.
I was streaming your. Yeah. I couldn't get your video feed up, so I gave up.
I know you're a mod. You're both mods. You have permissions.
Yeah, I couldn't get the option to come up.
All right.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're doing. I know. I said you're both mods. You could have actually just like.
Yeah, what I mean is the section wasn't there.
Oh, okay. It's probably because I'm using it myself.
I was too busy watching the thing.
Yeah. So that was Comic Con. It was disappointing in some ways, like I said, because of the guests. The guest stars is what makes it. Yeah, if anyone wants to go, I would definitely go. Have a look at it. Have a look at the guest list, really, and that's the only way you're going to prompt it. The last time we went was in 2018. Simon Pegg was like the biggest star then. So we did a cosplay of me and my friend. We actually did cosplay of Shaun of the Dead, and
nice.
Our natural body shapes. I
remember you showing me that.
Because of the color of my hair is similar to Simon Pegg's, and the fact that my friend looks bigger, so he's like that Nick Frost sort of character. So yeah, it fitted us. It fitted us perfectly. In previous years, I've done Indiana Jones, Ant-Man, and I actually have dressed up as Mary Poppins and then just painted my face blue. And did
I
the
love
ending.
it. I love it.
So,
I love it. That's so cool.
So awesome.
so
I'm literally Mary Poppins, Joel.
yeah, I literally had that, and that was like throughout that whole.
Did you have a basket?
I had my own backpack just to carry clothes in, so I could.
Okay, you could change as soon as possible.
I was a friend of mine when we did Shaun of the Dead. He drove me to the convention, and I had blood down my face. I had so many drivers look, because like we're going on the left, the right lane, and you got on the left lane. Drivers look at me, go double taking.
Like, what's wrong with that guy? Is he okay?
Is he okay? Does he need help? Is he been rushed to? What's going on? I had blood there. So that again. That's the October. Yeah, the October one, it's more horror, but you get a lot of stormtroopers actually do zombie. There was the zombified stormtroopers, zombified Captain Americas.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of zombified iterations of
zombies is awesome.
So that can be a little bit more better. I think sometimes like you got the summer, which is now, and then you got the winter, which is October. There are other comic cons that you could go to. I'm sure there are other film and TV ones. Yeah, I would say it's disappointing on the lack of guests, but overall, considering it hasn't been going for the last couple of years, or it might have come out last year. They may have tried to do one last year, but it wasn't as good. This year was like the first proper year that they've done it. Especially without the use of masks. Masks are encouraged, but again, we're now moving away from that now. Yeah, there we go. That was my day.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm glad you shared.
Yeah,
shared that with us.
So yeah, thank you for joining my little journey from today's Comic Con. So yeah, there we go. And I look forward to doing the next one. I have been invited to do a Games Con. Later in the year, so I will let you know on that, and as and when that comes up. Again, I'm looking at I might hopefully be better at vlogging by then, and I might be able to capture things and not just oh, what was that? Oh, it's too late, it's gone back. Oh, you're shit, cameraman. Yes, I know. So
just turn the screen around. Oh,
you ideally you need somebody with you to do the camera, and then you can focus on commentary and talking to people.
That's
what you need, really.
I do understand that vlogging is quite hard work. I realise that. Yes. It is quite hard work. A lot of people think, well, no, it isn't. But I can say for certain, I'm sat here at my desk and I can talk to a camera and can talk into a microphone quite easily. Considering I started streaming about 3 years ago, and I would have been a lot nervous. We started this podcast, I was nervous. I'm quite comfortable now.
Yeah,
talking to people, and I feel like that I'm in comfort. So I think I've taken that comfort of talking on camera, and I've taken it to vlogging. I didn't feel quite as subconscious as I would have done. A few years, I would never have done that a few years ago. I would never have gone around with a camera and talked. I would have been like, you would have seen me a blank face, moving my hand around, moving my, I know I'm sort of doing a visual thing there, but yeah, moving my hand around silently, not commenting on anything,
holding up speech bubbles with whitening.
For me to actually talk on camera and walk at the same time as best I could. I think that's just detriment towards me, how confident I've become over the last few years of talking on Twitch. So,
it does help with
confidence. It does actually help.
It does massively, yeah.
Because I'm also much more confident than I ever was.
Yeah.
So, it's good.
But yeah. There you go. That's my that's my first intro into vlogging, and IRL. Actually, I've never really done IRL. Obviously,
Guys,
just chatting. Yeah, you sat at the desk, but like IRL outside of my own, well, where I am now, when I making this my own room, my own house. You know, walking down the. I mean, it is a little bit more safer in the confined space of a convention room, so I guess that helps as well. But I don't think I could go walk down the road and do it. Some people do that. Some people walk down city centres. You know, people walking in through London, Tokyo, or New York with a camera in front of them, and they would just talk. I mean, there are people who use hands-free, isn't there? So I guess that you could use that as an excuse, but not with a camera, not with a vlogging camera. And
you put it on your waist.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't.
All right, that's me done. Any questions? Any questions? No.
No.
Let's get onto the spotlights then, because I think that's pretty much that first hour has gone quite quick.
What?
Well, it's 9 o'clock.
We started late. We started 20
We
past.
did start.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
so
that's my fault. Again, my fault.
Well, I mean, what?
No.
There we go. Yeah, me talking for the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it was now.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
I like.
Maybe 40 minutes.
You know, just before we start talking about the Comic Con, I love Comic Cons. I've always been someone who watches videos about Comic Cons and the panels that go on at Comic Con.
Yeah.
And I would love to go, but I've never had the opportunity to. But in the future, I hope to go soon. You know, so
yeah. I mean,
I think it's a great thing.
I got my first tattoo when I got my first tattoo done on my leg. It was.
You have legs? No,
I have legs. I know. It's like
I've never seen your legs. Like I've only seen your face.
I know. It's like we're basically newsreaders, aren't we? We're just sat behind a desk.
Yeah, basically.
Is that old
boxers?
Yeah.
We are completely naked.
Yeah, I'm Donald Ducking right now. Oh dear, that's an image that you didn't want.
The literal bits and pieces.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
we don't want to think about that.
Let's get off this quite quickly.
Yes.
But yeah, I completely lost track of what I was going to say. I think that's probably for the best anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the best. All right.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
It weren't me, Your Honor.
No foundation.
All right. Spotlights.
Let's quickly get onto spotlights as they're taking a bit of a backseat this week. But yeah, let's get on with it. Who wants to go first? Is it only me and Freedy this week who got spotlights, haven't we?
I'll
tell you what, Freedy, do you want to go on this one because I'll give my voice a rest?
Yes. Yeah? I'll jump in. Oh, Beth, what was you going to say?
No, I was just saying I'm looking at my game shelf and seeing if any spot my eye. Like, oh, maybe I should talk about that. So I might come up with something.
You've got time to think about it before we get to that section. So you got.
Yeah. So.
Right.
We'll see.
So I'm gonna have a little bit of the gaming theme today. I'm going to talk about Jedi Falling Order. The reason for that is we'll talk about later. But I figured I might as well talk about this because Star Wars is a hot property right now, with Obi-Wan Kenobi just releasing on Disney Plus, and this universe is set around the same sort of time frame. So the second one rumor is that it will connect to you'll actually meet Obi-Wan. That's one of the rumors that's been barked about today in the whispers of the Force. But Jedi Fallen Order is a Souls-like Star Wars RPG where you play the role of Cal Kestis, who is a Padawan that survives Order 66. And he basically joined him on his journey. He's basically hiding in a scrapper's yard, and the Inquisitors, the Sith bad guys of the whole Star Wars universe, come along and basically rat him out. He gets discovered because he uses his Force powers to save somebody, who then gets murdered in front of him, and then he goes on the run. And yeah, the game is like a sandbox. It's pretty much a sandbox semi-open world because you have to transition to different worlds, and in these worlds that you go to and explore, you're looking for a holocron that has the a list of Jedi Force sensitive Padawans, if you like, potential people that can restore the Jedi Order. So his quest is to restore the Jedi Order after he runs into a few other characters in the series. And then you embark on this massive long journey to find it, and then you run into all sorts of problems. Combat is very much like Dark Souls, but obviously with a twist. Combat is more fluid, but you've got a parry system, a block system. You can time your attacks well, and if you do it well enough, you can parry a one shot pretty much most of the mobs in the game. But there's only a specific window. It's like a cross between Sekiro and Dark Souls, but with a Star Wars skin. That's how the gameplay sort of how I think of it now. Anyway, so to go over some of the plot summaries. The game came out in not plot summaries, game information. The game came out on the 15th of November 2019. It was the 4th biggest selling game of the year. And it was on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And it's recently come out on obviously the next generation. And it's had a couple of graphical upgrades, and ray tracing and all that stuff has been patched in. It won a couple of awards, Titanium Awards. It got Game of the Year, Best Game Design, Best Adventure Game. It got nominated for the Game Award Critics. It got nominated for New York Game Awards, Pegasus Awards. Those are the Game Awards. Best Action Adventure Game nominated. Outstanding Score won. Society of Composers and Lyricists. I don't know what that is, but they won an award for that. It's got critically acclaimed across the board by critics, 9s, 10s, everywhere, 80% and above. Very, very good game. Exceptionally good single player campaign. I would recommend anyone that hasn't played a Star Wars game and wants to get into the series, because this for those that are the Star Wars fans are, when does this happen in the timeline? Like I said, it happens in the Kenobi timeline. It happens 5 years after what's the third film called? I can't remember what it's called. The third film in the Star Wars series. Revenge of the Sith. It takes place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't remember what it's called. And it basically that's the timeline. It revolves around itself. And it is canon. It has been confirmed to be canon. So it's definitely going to be linking into the TV shows and movies going forward. Because I think they're focusing on all of the history now of the Star Wars universe, because they can't go forward. So I'm not going to get into that. But it's an exceptionally good game. Sound design is great. It's all fully voice acted. You'll love B1, the robot of the game. Is your companion and helps you scan stuff. And I'm messing up my stream here. So he basically gives you stuff to heal. If you're watching on my channel, is gameplay that I haven't. Yeah, it's gameplay of me playing it when it first came out. I streamed this a long time ago. So you can forgive the terrible gameplay, but it's exceptionally good if you want a deep RPG. The only thing I will say, apart from all its positives, it's all fully voice motion captured. The main guy, if you think he looks familiar, is because he plays Joker in Gotham. The actor's name is he's actually awesome in this.
But he's very familiar now.
Yeah, he's quite well known now. I've got his name somewhere. I did have his name somewhere. What's his? Cameron Monaghan. So I think he's Irish. He's a top dude. I've seen him interviewed about. He's a massive Star Wars fan. So this was like a dream come true for him. The motion capture a lightsaber and learn how to wield it. He spent 6 months preparing for the role, learning sword techniques, and he practiced 8 hours a day to do the role. And he got so good at it that he's actually he took up the sword style, the martial art. can't remember what it's called, but he took it up as a hobby now. So he's even better than he was. So he's an exceptionally good young actor. There's a good supporting cast as well, and yes, Darth Vader does make an appearance in the game. So
Oh,
so he is in the game. I'm not going to say when or where, but he is in it. And you have to. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's at the end, and it's one of the greatest moments in Star Wars video game history.
okay, I have to
Um,
play it now.
it is definitely a must play. It is hard. There is quite a little bit of a learning curve. The platform is extremely tedious. You wall jump, run, climb, force hop your way across various terrains, planets, and puzzles. The puzzles are very good. I didn't find any puzzle that was boring. Some tedious, yes. The backtracking is a pain in the ass because every planet you have to learn a new ability as he grows in the Force. You can go back to previous planets to go to areas you couldn't do before because you didn't have that ability or skill or weapon or version of whatever you needed to get to, what MacGuffin you needed to get past the area that was locked off for you. It has a 3D map system, which can be very confusing. On my guide for that is follow the yellow squares because that's where you need to go, and that's where the unexplored areas are. If it's red, you can't go anywhere, and if it's green, you've already been there. So
Oh,
that's how I a little tip for you if you get lost in the map system because it can be quite confusing at times.
mm,
The negatives: combat can be clunky, unresponsive. Cal Kestis can get stuck in animations, locking you out of dodging, and it can be you can't dodge, cancel, or anything like that. If you attack, you're locked into that animation, especially if you're doing like a combo attack. And if you mistime it, you get absolutely mollywopped. So your health isn't, especially on high difficulties, your health you can take 1 or 2 hits and then you're cheddar, your dog food. On easy difficulties, you can take about 5 or 6 hits. So it's not easy per se. It's just toned down a little bit. The difficulty is there. So if you're not a fan of hard games, you won't enjoy this. My advice to you, if you're on PC, get a cheat code and put Infinite Life on just to experience the story. If you suck at the game,
mm.
but other than that, the backtracking is a pain in the ass. The animation locks where you can't dodge is a pain in the ass. Bugs. The game does have some hilarious bugs. There was one bug where I climbed up. I tried to jump off a wall, and I springboarded into orbit,
Oh, wow.
which was hilarious. There was a couple of bits where I'm doing the traversing across some pipes, and he fell through the pipe. He hit the bottom and then bounced straight back up and hit the ceiling. It was the
Oh my
funniest
God.
thing. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. The other one was the other bug was that the droid just falls off his shoulder and then disappears, and then his head appeared in his crotch area.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That was brilliant. And the other one was his arms dislocated with his lightsaber, and he had no arms there, and then about 3 feet away from him was his arms doing all the motions. So there's a few bugs. Some of them have been patched out. Some of them are like level based, where you only run into them if you do certain things. For the most part, however, it has been fully patched, and there's hardly any bugs. But if you do come across any bugs, you're gonna laugh because it is funny when it happens. It's not so funny when you fall through the floor when you're in between a save point and you just killed a hard enemy. That has happened to me a couple of times. So that was at launch. Bear in
Oh,
mind.
okay.
So that bug has been fixed, but it has sometimes it can rear its ugly head. So bear that in mind when you play the game. However, I give this game a solid 9 out of 10, despite all that. Because I'm biased because I am a Star Wars fan. I love the lore. I love the references. I love this lightsaber combat. I love the Force powers. I love the fact that I can be a Jedi again after all these years, and I'll get into the why the sequel, because the sequel is coming. Is going to be one of the greatest things ever to grace a video game. And I highly recommend this game. You can pick it up for cheapest chips, and I actually have a free copy to give away in Origin. So if you want a free copy, that have it. Follow me.
Freest trip.
So insert self.
Follow me.
Boost here. Follow me now and get a free chance to get a free copy of this great game. No, I'm joking. I'm not joking about the follow, but all the free game. But anyway, moving on. That's it for me. It's a short and sweet one. I don't want to waffle too much because we're going to talk about Star Wars later on. But yeah, it's definitely a game to have. It's a must-own game. You can pick it up for about between £5 to £15, depending on the retailer you're buying from. But if you're, like I said, if you're a fan, if you're not into Star Wars yet and you want to get into it, this is a great starting point.
Excellent. I definitely want to play it. I mean, I bought it. I have it on Xbox, and I haven't managed to play it yet, but I want to. It's on my list, and that's made me even more want to play it. So.
Oh, yeah, and one more thing. It's about a 40-hour campaign.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a long game.
It's long. I had this on PlayStation because it's on PlayStation. I haven't been back to it since. So realistically, if I wanted to continue it on, I'd have to go back. But because of just I think it's more laziness than anything. It's like coming around to actually resetting up my PlayStation, and why do that when I've got a PC? So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, literally most games I've gone back to, I've rebought. So I don't, again, it's a good enough game. Like you said, it's 40 hours long. I'd be happy to sort of like jump back onto this. If it was a Game Pass thing, I'd easily download it anyway.
It's on Game Pass.
So so with that,
it's on Game Pass, Steve.
I obviously, it is on.
It's on EA Play.
So yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So straight away, that's given me calls. That's given me calls to sort of continue on the campaign. I've got no excuses to sort of not go back to it. Then.
I forgot to mention that it's on Game Pass. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, there you go. So there you go. So yeah, I've like I said, I already owned a copy of it and I played it, and I know that there's been a few of us actually who have played this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's
I think most of us have streamed this as well at some point.
I'm not sure if I've streamed it, but yeah, definitely. I know for certain.
I've streamed it. Alex
You've streamed it. Alex has streamed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's plenty of people that have played it that we all. That's all part of our community, and we've all sort of like spoke about it sort of off stream, but never really sort of deep dived, I guess. As we have just done just now. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good to know that there is a sequel. I sort of briefly caught up on the same sort of piece of news that you did as well, of the sequel coming up. Only again, just realising it today. So I can't wait for that. And as yet, I've yet to watch any of the Obi-Wan. So I'll give that a go. I'll try and get onto that at some point. So before anyone starts spoiling it later, at some point, someone's bound to mention something. As always. But yeah, it's good. It is like you said. It is a good game, and it is quite long. And there are some fun moments in it when you can get some combinations thrown out.
Yeah.
I never realised that. I never recognised any major bugs or anything like that. But yeah, it's like kind of frustrating when you're trying to hit a jump and then it doesn't land it, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I played in the PC version.
Yeah.
Because I bought it on the PC at launch day.
Yeah.
So I had all the console port bugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got more bugs than most people would ever see in any other fellow PC players. So yeah, the bugs were a pain in the ass at the start. That ruined a lot of experiences for people, but they did fix it. So yeah,
it's good that they fixed it.
I didn't even touch on lightsaber customization and the fact that you can have different coloured ponchos and coloured robots and ships. I didn't even mention that. I forgot to mention that. That's collectible. That's the collectible system. And then you've got other things.
Yeah,
so you've got Jedi lore you can find in the game as well. So I forgot all about that because I haven't played it for ages.
Yeah.
And you can have a single or dual lightsaber. You can be Darth Maul. Darth Maul it up.
Oh. Lots of customization.
I saw a Darth Maul today, actually.
Yeah, we did too. I did.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
You see? Yeah.
I see him in my 4 streams.
Good stuff.
He was beside himself.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Had to be someone.
All right.
He's a man of two halves.
I'm going.
All right. So
I'll see you later.
See you later. I'm done.
You could say Darth Maul was 50-50. Right, I'll stop there.
Oh God. Are you trying to take my segment?
Twice in one go. What the hell?
Star Wars
know.
puns are easy.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Go on, Steve.
Okay, I'm going to jump
Right.
onto my spotlight
Yes.
now. Let's go sort of going into these segments quite quickly a little bit to catch up on my earlier spout that I had. Yeah, so my spotlight this week is going to be Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell came out in 2002, so it's quite an old game by now. But yeah, basically, it's a stealth action adventure game. Which was, again, like I said, came out in 2002. There is tie-in novels as well that was endorsed by Tom Clancy, obviously. You play as protagonist Sam Fisher, who's a highly trained agent of a fictional Black Ops subdivision within the NSA and dubbed Third Echelon. The player, you will control Fisher. I think he's supposed to be a retired... It's supposed to be in retirement, and he comes out of retirement to do this one-off missions. This one-off mission went on till like 2013, so I don't know how it went on for another 10 years after these one-off missions. It's crazy to think that there were just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there were 7 games since 2002, with Blacklist being the last one to come out. But just briefly talking on the first one, I'll go through some of them anyway, because they're pretty much all similar within their right. There's a few tweaks here and there on how the character moves, other than his original, the split jump that he did. It's always interested me how someone can actually split jump for so long, especially the way I play stealth games. It's like I would have probably cried. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get down because I would have been frozen in that position for so long. Cramp.
Like, help.
Yeah, I tend to if I do a stealth game, it usually takes me forever to get through sections because I spend hours trying to perfect it. But but anyway, we're not talking about my particular game style. So the series was considered to be Ubisoft's flagship franchise, selling more than 31 million copies in it by 2011. Actually, so Tom Clancy's so Splinter Cell was developed over a period of 2 years and developed by Ubisoft Montreal. Was originally published by Microsoft Game Studios. Came out for the Xbox, which was an exclusive title, and then it came out in 2003. Later in 2003, Ubisoft ported the game to Microsoft Windows, Mac, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance, inspired by Metal Gear series, actually. And it uses the Unreal Engine 2. It was modified. That was modified to allow the light and dark gameplay, which is obviously a big part of the gameplay, is to be hiding in the shadows. Like I said, it is a stealth game, and using light sources. When you hiding throughout the shadows and you see a bit of a light, you sort of try to shoot it, or you throw a brick at it or something. But that could also attract enemies nearby, so you want to be prepared for that. And it was the first one, as I recall, was a really good game, I thought. So basically, the game explains that the Splinter Cell refers to an elite recon type unit of a single covert operator, which is Sam Fisher, who is supported in the field by a high-tech remote team. So there was 3 games altogether that had that used the same sort of like people, really. Splinter Cell was Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory, and I thought Chaos Theory was actually a really good game. I think that's introduced the co-op. I think it introduced it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I haven't played it for a long time.
No, it's been a while since I played it, but I just thought it was worth mentioning to bring it up today. Just as a game that I haven't spoke about before. So terrorists are planning attacks, and you've got to go around and infiltrate a warehouse. I think you start off at a police station at some point. You get your information. You've got to try and extract information from either from files that you've got to try and find, or from persons that are unknown at the time. They could be high.
Like Hitman, then.
Kind of like a Hitman sort of series. Yeah,
Hitman. Yeah, very similar to Hitman.
Very similar. Very, very similar actually. Yeah, the third echelon is the secret branch of the NSA must prevent the missions range from missile range. Missions
Oh,
range
that brings back
from
some memories.
gathering intelligence to capturing and or eliminating terrorists. In the double game, there was a double agent, weren't there? The fourth game.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
think so.
you actually go in as a criminal. I think you were supposed to, in order to extract detailed stuff. But yeah, there was characters in the game. You had from third echelon. You had so you obviously Sam Fisher is the main protagonist. There was the Irving Lambert. He was the leader of a third echelon, and he basically gave you your instructions and your orders to go out into the field. You was also alongside him was Anna's granddaughter, or Grim as she was sometimes referred to, and she was the third echelon hacker and analyst who helped Fisher along with some technical obstacles. Sometimes she just programming. You had little, I don't know what they were, like things programmed onto your wrist or something. So you used it as a computer. You had obviously earpieces. So it's very sort of spy-esque, wasn't it? You had the black suit.
Smartwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, very James Bond-esque
very
stuff.
James Bond-esque. You had also the icon of Splinter Cell was the three lights, the
of the
headset.
Headset, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how no one see that in the dark. I always thought.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Three glowing dots. So you got to be suspicious of that, surely.
That's moving towards you, like
yeah. Wait, I can't see
what
anything.
is that?
Everything's in darkness apart from three dots. I would be worried.
Eyes.
I would be worried by that.
Yeah, I would be like,
I should have gone
stay
spectators.
back.
But the next thing you know, your neck's been broken or so. Yeah, there was two types of several types of way in which you could play it. You could either play it in lethal or stealth. Stealth meant you'd have to just stranglehold someone and so that they knock them out. You had, I think, sleeping darts as well. Tranquilizing darts. I think is the right term for those. You had lethal sort of weapons that you had. What was the gun called? I can't remember the name of the gun. There was a particular name, wasn't it? Oh, the
P something, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a P7.
P7.
I
honestly can't.
I
It was
can't
a
remember.
James Bond gun. It was,
It was-
he has it. He has
But
it
there's
in
like
gold
a
now.
silencer on the
Yeah,
gun.
is
silencer.
that the same gun that is in the game that you start off with?
You had the
Silencer.
ANP PSQ20. I think that was another device that you had. You had different devices. You could fire off sort of cameras in the distance, so you could look at your wrist, heads up display, so you'd have a look at that, so you'd be able to see who's around the corners. You had smoke, so you could knock people out, like gas grenades, so you could knock people out without actually sort of killing them, but just like making them unconscious. And then you're dragging them into sort of boxes or hiding them in places so that they weren't in plain sight of other patrols that are around certain areas that you'd go to if you were trying to encounter more than 2 or 3 enemies. You would want to be able to take them out stealthily as much as you could. There was you had a small health bar, but I think that was kind of designed so that you would not lose your health quickly. You know, if you lost it quickly, that was game over. You'd have to start again. You never got that. You never got the same sort of impact when you died. There's Snake, you know, which is what you kind of never, which is what you got with the Splinter Cell games. But there was still that. Sam,
I remember playing this game.
Yeah, it was good.
I played it on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I think I played this on the original Xbox, and then I don't think I ever had a PlayStation version.
I played it on the PS2.
The only memory, like I have a few memories, but one of the memories I have is Sam. He's like, I don't know where he was, but he was like, obviously he was at the top with its legs, like, you know, in that
split.
Yeah, in the split, and. I just remember that and having the night vision on, and It was fun times, but I died a lot, I think. I was bad.
So Splinter Cell came out in 2002. Then Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow came out in 2004, and they changed the character a little bit. His movements, they kept updating how he moves. So occasionally, like you did the split jump in between two pieces of equal, like a corridor somewhere. You could just split jump, and then you'll be high enough that people could walk under you. I don't know how that worked in certain areas. It's like the rooms themselves were twice the size of a man for you to be, high enough that people could walk under you. There was also ways that you could hang from like pipes from the ceiling.
Oh yeah, like upside down.
Upside down. You could hang down. Later on, I think by the time you got to sort of Chaos Theory, which is the third in the series, you could then hang from the pipe with your legs, so you're dangling upside down, and you just grab your unsuspecting enemy and then sort of strangle them. Now you had the old, obviously the chicken neck crack, or to actually kill someone, or you could do the stranglehold, which was more gentler. Occasionally I replay the game or replay the levels because I've killed someone. I felt bad for killing people, and then I went straight out all guns are blazing. So I was like, well, I'm going to do it one way, and then I'll do it the other way afterwards. I always try to do two variations of it. So I was like, do the stealth version, which took forever because I tried to do it. I'm a perfectionist when it's like that. I was like, it takes me ages. I could never stream this because people would get bored waiting for a kill. It's like, just kill them already. Oh, damn it. No, patience. I want to get
You've
that.
been in the same spot for an hour.
Yes, I'm waiting for that patrol. I still haven't worked it out yet. But no, I do like these games. You had Splinter Cell 2002, Pandora Tomorrow 2004, Chaos Theory 2005. Like I said, I think they brought out the co-op thing for it. Essentials was 2006. Again, every time they come out with one, there was a new. I think Essentials was when you had the. Oh no, it's Double Agent. You go aboard the a ship and you become like a Mr. Brown or something like that. You become like a. I don't know what it was, or the James Brown Army or something like that. I can't remember the name of the organisation that you go against.
Okay.
But yeah, there was that, and then there was Conviction, which came after. Conviction was good. Like, for some reason, they gave him a much younger face. Like, he was supposed to be retiring in the first one, where he had almost grey hair, and then by the sort of Conviction 2010, he'd actually got younger.
Yeah.
It was his daughter. Wasn't it Sarah? I think it was his daughter. I think someone.
Yeah,
Later on,
trying to save her.
They kidnapped him, or kidnapped her at some point because they found out that, But it was Convictions that you had the mark and execute and last known position thing, where enemies would go to your last known position, but by that point you've disappeared, or you had mark and execute, so you could mark up to 3 people depending on what gun you had. If you had a high caliber gun, you could probably do 3 targets, but if you had a different gun, you could probably do 4 targets. So you'd do a quick fire, like a Red Dead Redemption sort of slow shoot,
like a
fire.
Yeah.
So
Slow
you'd be able
motion.
to slow motion. So boom, 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 boom.
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix style.
Matrix.
Yeah, the visuals obviously got better as the games went on. Like that first game, looking at it now, is very pixelated. But it was in early days, it was 2002. It came out, like I said, it was PlayStation 2 graphics. And then we got on to... Yeah, so I'm not really spotlighting one game. I'm spotlighting the whole series, really. It's basically what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I think the best part of Up to Conviction was Michael Ironside, the voice of Sam Fisher, who really, for me, that he was like, if there was ever a film, I would want him to have done it. I mean, I guess he can't because of his age as an actor now.
Yeah.
He's probably in his 60s now.
He could have done back then.
He could have done if they had done a film when it first came out, 2002. He would have been
Missed opportunity.
missed opportunity. I think there was
Yeah.
talks of a film, but
Yes.
they never came. It never came round.
They'd probably do it now if it was remade.
Yeah,
They'd probably do it now with all the video game stuff that's being made at the moment.
Yeah, like remaking them.
Yeah.
yeah, that would have been so much better.
Yeah,
if
but
they
I
did
don't.
it.
It doesn't feel like the movies do the games much justice.
No, that's true.
To be honest, because
Right.
the games themselves, like the gameplay, is a big part of the experience, and
Yeah.
the movies just can't capture that.
Well, the Tomb Raider movie was good though.
I didn't see that one.
The-
I haven't.
The new
Recently.
The
one.
newer version,
Yeah,
not
the new one. Yeah,
not the Angelina.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie is just Angelina Jolie. So it's the only reason you go watch that film. But the new Tomb Raider is very good. It's based in the first game
The
storyline.
new Tomb Raider. I played.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
I played. Yeah,
as
I played
well.
the games. I played the. I actually did play the games. And
Assassin's
as I was
Creed was
watching
pretty
it, I
good.
was like, "This is the game. This is like
Yeah.
every beat, almost beat for beat,
Yeah.
throughout." But yeah, Blacklist for me. I think that's where the game sort of went downhill. I don't
Yeah.
think they should have done it, to be honest. But they wanted to cash in on
It's-
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Milk it.
I will say
milkshake.
before you move on from Conviction, Conviction does have some very good graphics.
Oh yeah, no.
sound design.
Yeah.
Wasn't.
I would argue
trying
that
to.
Conviction is one of the best of the series.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mainly
I
because
enjoyed
of the
that game.
gameplay. The gameplay in that is very good. And like you say, the voice acting is top tier. Even the supporting cast is very good.
yes,
In that game,
It
it
is.
really does sell the universe, and
really. That's why
they really upped their game in that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it went sort of tits up.
It did.
After that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem was just focusing again on Conviction. When it was announced, I think it came out it was announced in 2007. They still worked on it. 2009, 2010 it came out. The gameplay had evolved a lot. The visual direction was simply much better.
It's much more cinematic movie like.
Much, yeah. And it was that mark and execute that we had the last known position. You had death from above, which was a great, awesome thing. You could just literally drop down on someone and just pin them to the floor and then do whatever you wanted with them. And at that point, I think they would have told you their mum's maiden name and and everything you needed to know about that person. Because that's it. They're pretty much owned, don't they? But I love that. I love the series. I even they even had a series of books because it is Tom Clancy, so obviously there was books
when
that
his
came
name
out.
when his name had weight to it.
When his name had weight to it.
Yeah.
Again, it was, I think it was they just put his name to a lot of stuff, and it was like
a lot of tat.
Yeah.
And a load of tat, especially now.
Now I wouldn't bother with it. But yeah,
I'd avoid his name. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. It's like a smelly pile of food just dabbed on it. You just stay away from it, like it's left in the bed or something. You just want to stay away from it. Hey, sorry. Steve.
Oh,
Sorry.
she makes an appearance yet again.
Oh man. So by 2013, we moved on from the Conviction. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist is the 6th installment of the series. Again, it was developed by Ubisoft Toronto this time and published by Ubisoft, and it was released in August 20th, 2013. Splinter Cell Blacklist boasts new features combining gameplay from Chaos Theory and Conviction. Series veteran Michael Ironside was replaced in his role as Sam Fisher by actor Eric Johnson, which, you got a younger actor and they just made him younger again. It's like they've gone backwards. I don't know whether that was supposed to be like a prequel to the original one, but there was the reasoning for that. I can't remember the exact reasoning, but there was Michael Ironside said that he would never continue the series if they went down a particular road. They went down that road, so he jumped ship, basically, was what I don't know the full details of it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the information up quick enough. But
I can tell you a little bit about that. Is that Michael Ironside basically proofread that he got given the script
right.
of Blacklist, and he was basically said, look, if this is what you're going to run with, I don't want any part of it. So you gave him a chance to rewrite it. He said you can rewrite stuff because he wasn't happy with what they were doing with his character. It's also because obviously Sam Fisher meant a lot to him. He's played him for a long time. He wanted character done well, and he didn't like what they were doing with him. So he basically said, look, if you want me to play this, you either change it to how I think he should be, which is what he should be, or I jump ship. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting myself into a role I can't commit to. He wouldn't do that. Basically, is what he says. What he said in an interview. I can't remember who it was with, but it was in an interview in a magazine. He explained why he left the role. He also wanted a little bit more money for it, and they also refused that. They actually offered him less money than what they did for Conviction.
Yeah, yeah.
So even though they made all that money on Conviction, it did sell well. They did make a profit on it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made another one. And he was basically and he also had a scheduling conflict as well. We had some other projects he was doing at the time. He said, "But if you want me, because this character means a lot to me. If you give me, a bit more money, I'll leave the other projects and do this." But that was before he explained about the script situation. And plus, he didn't like the director, the voice director, whoever the director was that was doing the scenes. He said he didn't like him. So he's worked for him before, and he was twat. Basically, he's like, he wasn't very good at his job or something. So not to those words to that effect, but something similar. Something similar. Yeah. But that's why he said. That's basically why he turned it down, is he wasn't true to his character, as he put it.
Yeah.
His character that he's played for a long time.
That's. I mean, yeah,
it's fair enough.
It's fair enough. So by this point, Sam Fisher has been appointed the commander of the new 4th Echelon, and he has to now slowly answer to the President of the United States. She has, and within the games, they've made the President as female. She has denied any existence of the agency, and 4th Echelon is working to stop a new terror plot known as Blacklist. 4th Echelon also has a secondary objective of stopping all operations in which 3rd Echelon is still running. Features returning, including a moving mark and execute, Sam's signature goggles, and a new knife. So it's always interesting when they bring things back, and then they add something like a knife. And he was supposed to never have been like, was he really supposed to be lethal combat? I don't know.
No, he was supposed to take people out without killing them.
Yeah. So the idea of using a knife, which that was.
Especially civilian. If they were civilians, he never wanted to kill them.
Yeah. So introducing a knife was always, by that point it was always like, why are we using knives now? But yeah, so you got these takedowns which now are lethal takedowns. So although you had the option to shoot from the start with guns, but that was a last minute sort of like thing. Whereas this is you're given a knife, you can cut people's throats if you wish to, But anyway, that was kind of where the game sort of ends at that point. So the series ends in 2013 in terms of games. I think, like I said, there was a VR game there was announced. I don't know if it actually came out.
No, I don't think so.
No, it was supposed to come out exclusively to the Oculus VR platform, along with an Assassin's Creed game at the time of its release, but never came to. So, but yeah, Splinter Cell has been a favourite game of mine, and I wanted to talk about for some time, and I finally got around to sort of doing it now. Really, it was an easy one to do because there's not much you need to talk about. It's infiltrate, extract, and that's it pretty much. Save the world, move on. Next game, pretty much the same thing, but in a different location, and you learn some different moves. I like the way that they later made him. I think he was too stiff in the first game, and then they made him a little bit more flexible in the later games. So, he was able to sort of lean to one side against the wall, which is on more of a natural pose. I guess I've never tried it myself, so I don't know. But yeah, I love the Splinter Cell games. I did get Blacklist, although I was begrudgingly. I sort of didn't want to. And it was always interesting that they made his suit look a little bit more lighter than the darkness that has always been. And again, it was easy to spot. I think it was probably more of a lighting thing that they had for the game. A lighting direction in which they went. But yeah,
Splinter Cell needs to remake it now. They could do so much more of it now.
They could do now. I would definitely like to see a new game come out if they ever do one.
They could easily remake your first 1 and 2 with a new cast and Unreal Engine 5. How good would that look?
That would look amazing with the new Unreal 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully someone's listening to that and then they decide yes, that would be a good idea to do that. Let's go down that road. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me done.
They could even get Mark Ironside back if they really wanted to voice him again.
I mean, how old is he now? He's
60s, something? I don't know, 70? Or is he retired now? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Is he dead? I hope he's not dead.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
How old is he? He is. I'm actually looking it up now.
He's 72.
72. Right, you got me.
Born in 1950.
1950. You just beat me to it. So yeah, 72. I mean, I don't know if he's retired, but he could easily do it.
He could still do the voice.
He could do the voice, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was another one of those actors. He did Starship Troopers.
Or he could even play his commanding officer.
Yeah, he could actually just do. He could become the Lambert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be a good sort of a little nod and a wink.
Or they could even just remake it, bring a brand new guy and have him there as the commander with who he is.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Does it have to be an original? The real whole point of remake is reimagining, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they could go down that road. I mean, it's definitely a good license, and it's one of the few Tom Clancy series that actually had some decent story to it. I'm not talking about the recent stuff. Blacklist was the start of Tom Clancy stuff going pear shaped.
Yeah,
and it didn't get any better after that. But the couple of games before that. Conviction is one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite. I don't like stealth em ups. I really don't. But because Conviction enabled me to shoot people in the head after you're killing somebody, that's a game for me.
Conviction was one of the best of the series. Certainly in that franchise, it was definitely the best, and that's where it should have ended. But they decided to do one more. With all of that, what was going on, but they still went ahead and done it. And yeah, and no offense towards Eric Johnson, probably, I mean, good for him for doing, what he did. He got, he did what was asked of him, and good for him. But for me, he just wasn't Sam Fisher. He's just, it was always going to be Michael who provided the voice up till then. So yeah. But yeah, if you're gonna move on from that, if you're gonna move away from Blacklist and do something different, maybe, I'm sure his story could still continue on. I think it's still a little bit of life in him. Could even do a prequel, maybe. I don't know. Find out what he did before joining Third Echelon. Actually,
that'd be an interesting story.
I would. I'd love.
Do whatever you want with that, then.
Yeah,
I'd love another Splinter Cell game. I really would.
Ubisoft, if you're out there.
Oh, they're out there. They're way out there.
They're out there. Make Splinter Cell fans happy.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stories out there with the novels. Yeah, there was a couple.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even the novels themselves were actually quite good reads. They don't really short stories. They do them in a couple of hours. You do them in sort of like 3 or 4 hours maximum. But I mean, well, depending on your reading speed. But yeah, basically no more than 4 hours long. They're a good little read as well. Sort of something that you can have on on your way into work. So yeah, there you go. Splinter Cell. That's my spotlight.
Nice.
I'm pretty much done on that. Yeah,
Nice.
we can move on if we're done with that.
I couldn't really find one, so
Oh, you couldn't? No, well.
yeah. But I do want to say that on Epic, that the BioShock collection is available for free right now, and I recommend that because I like the BioShock games.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's free on Epic. It ends on the 2nd of June, so actually, yeah, 2nd of June. So get it while it still lasts. It's currently the 28th of May.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you can get it by June 2nd.
Oh, so you've
So
got
get it
a few days.
while it's still hot.
Get it out now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
excellent.
So that's all I have to add today.
Okay. Should we get with some news before time
Yeah.
catches up on us?
Yeah. Did you see the new Phasmophobia dev announcement?
No.
Was that,
Let me
did
go
we
through
miss
it. Let me go through it, please.
Go on, Beth, quickly.
Okay. That's
All right.
more.
Let's look
All
it
right,
up.
let me.
It's
me-
more of the same of what we covered last week.
Oh.
But there's
All
a
right.
couple of there's a couple of bits on there about the main menu
Oh.
lobby. There's some tidbits
Oh.
about the new map and some new assets
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that you can go over that, Beth. I'll shut up now.
so yeah, it just I won't go word for word. But
Oh, okay.
hang on,
This is the preview 3 that you spoke about last week. Said it was coming.
Yeah.
You predicted
I
that
knew
it would come out.
I knew it was
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna come out because they're on a roll. You know,
It was a
they're making
5-day
some
gap
changes.
between
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said it'd be the Friday or Saturday, didn't I?
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, maybe I will go. I'll just go through
All
it.
right, go for it.
So they're talking about the update will include the 2 new ghosts, the new truck design and layout, as well as brand new voice recognition system. The second of our new ghosts have finally decided to start revealing itself, but what does it mean? What? Okay.
The second of our new ghost.
It's all changing now.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Is
What-
it because the image is showing more words? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, as we know, the main menu is getting an overhaul, and they are just saying that players will now create public and private lobbies from the same screen and have a couple of new options. You can you decide the maximum player limit for your games. If you're only feeling like playing duos today, you can. Lastly, the new lobby selection screen will have a new filter for what language players speak. This allows players to specify the primary language that will be used in these games. This is optional. You can also set this option to any if you want to.
I speak any language. The language of the any. just not the any key.
I speak the any language.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sorry.
again,
Just what it's funny.
no, it's fine. So again, with the Sunny Meadows, it's a redesign of the asylum map. It says they're just saying that it's so slowly being populated with lots of brand new assets. This week, CJ.
Oh, it's just CJ. That's the name of the
Oh,
lead dead.
CJ has been creating some horrible torture tools for use in the restricted area. What knows what you might find down there. And then it's got a little caption that says some patients were lucky enough to get their dental work for free, even if not by choice. And you can see some very horrible, rusty-looking dental tools, the little mirror they have, and injection, and
Yep. It's like going to my dentist.
and they got some bloody teeth there too. And then
Nice.
another caption that says, "If you're lucky enough to be chosen, you may be taken for a checkup or something even better," in quotations. And then they got some rusty scissors, a rusty looking. It looks like a super mini pizza cutter. I don't know what you would call that, but it looks like a super tiny pizza cutter, all rusty, hacksaw, and other things that I have no idea what they are, but they look gross. And then,
Hacksaw and a handsaw, I think.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
But there
that's
are bone saws.
yeah, that's
bone
like
saw, that's it. Bone saw, yeah, that's it.
yeah, bone saw, yeah. And then another caption under that says, "A few of the doctors," in quotations, "at Sunny Meadows have some interesting ways of trying to cure the sick." And then underneath there's an image of a bathtub with water. There's buckets, and that's all I can see. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's a
Um,
room in disarray.
Yeah, with blood. There's a bit of blood on the wall as well. So, and then ID cards again. The custom difficulty update is well underway, and development is going well. Recently, Lavender,
Yeah.
set up the bit. Oh, is that one of the
That
people?
would be a person.
Oh, Lavender set up the ability to toggle between your role theme and your prestige theme, and hide your role badge completely, but only if you want, of course. And then again, report in players. They see that they were saying, "We see lots of concerns about how the system may be abused or ignored, and we want to calm any worries you may have." Skinner's been hard at work getting the back end of our new report system working so that we can view reports, bans, use filters, and more. This will allow us and some of the Discord team to view reports most optimally and ban players accordingly. No one will be banned because a lobby of players decided to troll and report someone for being bad at the game. Okay, that's good to know. Ban durations will be what's that word?
Tiered,
Tiered.
isn't it?
Tiered.
Yeah.
I can read.
Yeah.
Tiered depending on offenses, so you won't be banned permanently for something lower on the offense scale. However, repeat offenses will increase your ban duration, as well as ultimately end up in a permaban from multiplayer lobbies, including private games. Finally, we'll be adding in an in-game recent players page to the journal, so that if you're kicked from a hacker lobby, you can still report that player. And then underneath it's got image of the UI, game UI for reporting players. It's got report player as accurately as you can. Can you tell us what happened with this player? And it says you can choose up to 3 categories, and it says hating, cheating, hate speech, griefing, verbal abuse, and offensive and inappropriate name. And then next to it, it's got additional comments and a submission button. And that's all the preview, really. So it's kind of what we've seen. They're just keeping us up to date with everything I guess they're doing. But it's cool to see that they're gonna be that the truck is getting a new design. I'm happy about that. And layout, so that's pretty cool. And the new voice recognition system is pretty cool.
The voice
also.
system needs work big time.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for what they're working on, and I kind of feel like this is pretty much. I forgive them for the April Fool's thing now, because I think this is excellent. Just they're keeping us up to date, and I really like it so far. I'm excited. Really, I haven't been excited for an update in a while. So yeah, they're building it up and it's great. But yeah, that's the Phasmophobia development preview number 3.
Cool.
There'll probably be a 4th one next
I mean,
week.
I would either next week or the week after.
Oh, it plays up to what you were saying last week, doesn't it, Freddie? About the release of it all coming out, when it should be coming out, and when it comes out of early access.
Yeah.
Which, so it looks like they're on track for doing that, as we predicted.
I'm very
Place your bets.
I'm excited.
Place your bets and a roll of a dice. Okay.
While we're on the subject of Ghost game updates, I wanted to talk about our beloved friend, Ghost Exorcism Incorporated.
Oh god.
Which we haven't played for a very long time.
Oh,
yes, for reasons.
I just wanted to go through their update log.
Okay.
I just wanted to touch on it because what the sounds of what they're doing does actually sound like they've been listening to feedback. So there's so let me just go. I'm going to read it word for word because I don't want to misconstrue anything. It's not a very long post. It says, "Hello, Exorcist. We're back with another letter from the developers to talk to you and show you what you're working on right. We'll show you what we're working on right now. Before telling you about our progress, would you like to thank you for your patience and enthusiasm for Ghost Exorcism Incorporated, and always thanks to you that we have the motivation and the will to always see further." Well, hopefully, that's true. Well, we're glad. Let's move on. As you know, we've been working on this important update for several months. Until now, we have always used the term update, but in reality, it's more of a full recode of the game. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We realized in December that we were reaching a limit of technology used, so we agreed that a recode of the game was the wisest choice. That's what I suggested they did in my review. In my review, I said you need to rebuild the game from the ground up and redo everything in order to get the game to work properly. And it's funny that they're actually doing that now. I kind of feel vindicated in my bashing on Steam. I gave them. So there's a 3 months they've been. They must have read some. They must have read it. Yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. That's what he says. So therefore, we prepared a much more than a simple update. We are recoding the game, optimizing it, and still adding some new features along the way. With this information, we can also announce that the public beta will be available in August 2022. The public release will be a few weeks after the public beta to give us some time to correct the problems that arise during the public beta test. Being able to announce this doesn't make us good, motivates us. One of the features that we're not able but will be thanks to this version is this. The entity can write on the ceiling now and can also write on the ground. That's cool. So not there's a little video here that's showing it. It's writing on the ceiling and the floor.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And we're always improving, adding available interactions with players and entities. Nothing better than a good fireside ghost story. So you can light a fireplace that looks like a new map. There. Here's some new visuals of the different maps. The final proof of the tutorial map. So they're redoing the tutorial, and they're going to have a brand new tutorial map and the tutorial location. There's going to be fog in the graveyard now, and reworked graveyard map to make it easier to navigate. But there's a couple of things. So the next one, what they're doing is after that, it doesn't really go into much detail. But the one after that is basically they're redoing all of the leveling system. You know how pointless the leveling system is in that game. We said it a number of times. It's being completely revamped and redone. They've also gated content now to new players. So new players can only do the short and the other version of the game modes until they level up, so then they can do the harder ones. So new players aren't getting absolutely murdered. Every single remap is being redone. They've got a picture here of new light. They've got a new lighting engine. They're reworking the models. They're reworking the interactions. The piano will now play music on its own. Is one of the things that they were talking about bringing in, and other sound effects they're going to be adding. More ghost scares, more ghosty sounds. Not just a droning the droning sound you get when you walk into Phasma house. Yeah, none of that. It's going to be silence, and you're going to get proper proper sounds. And then they're redoing all the assets, so they're not going to have Unity copy and paste assets.
That's
It's
good.
all there's a little picture there of redoing all of the assets there. They're redoing the camp. Obviously, their camp map needed the biggest amount of work. Um,
Mhm.
the in-game menus have been slightly improved. The systems are work in progress. There's an encyclopedia which you can refer to look at all the things that's in the game. Um, and yeah, so they're actually they've redone they're reworking on the what's that called? The Japan map, the Bamboo Temple.
Oh, that one.
They completely reworked it, and now it looks like actually looks like a temple. There's some pictures here that looks pretty decent compared to what
Mhm.
it is at the moment, which is just a bamboo tree mess. It's pretty decent here, and they got the new cemetery layout on the fog, which looks really good. They got the new camera with overlay night vision improved, which looks like similar to Phasmo.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
and
Okay.
there's tons of stuff. So yeah, new furniture assets in the family home, new setup. We've got new scanner. This is more detail about the new scanner. That's really cool, actually. That
Mm.
scanner that looks pretty dope. That what they did there. Um,
I know we give this game a look.
oh, well, it
It's
deserved it.
crap.
It deserved a load of crap
Uh,
when it started.
I'm
But
glad. I'm
it's
glad they're
this
doing
might
this.
be worth in August. This might be worth checking out again.
Yes. Yes.
The fact that they're putting this much effort into it and listening to everything's getting new assets. The whole game's being completely redone, which is what it needed to be. That needed to happen. But I just wanted to mention it because with all these Ghost games doing like big updates and adding new features and adding new stuff, I felt because all of us put about 50 hours into this game, I figured it might be worth just mentioning because I was reading it off camera and I was like, yeah, it sounds like they're actually sorting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to like it, but just
So
it
yeah,
was
I'll
just
keep an eye on
terrible
it.
how it
Yeah,
is.
when our impressions of the game is still true because the game at the moment is still in that condition. It's still bad. It's still poorly programmed. It's still broken. Your arms still break when you open doors. You still fall
Yeah.
through the floors. Your tits hit your own face when you walk around.
you,
You
you
know,
are.
yeah,
You look like a chicken when
it's
you run.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
chicken.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
your
you look like
elbows.
you got something jacked up your jacksy. So it's
Yeah.
the game is still in a very poor condition. There has been some improvements, there has been some bug fixes, but for the most part, um,
I'm only
what
playing it when this
yeah, we
update
are. Well,
happens
like I said, when this update drops, we will check it out, and then you'll hear it first on the
from
bits and
us.
pieces from us on the bits and pieces podcast. True, actual opinions, unbiased, no unfiltered, straight to the point, and no nonsense rhetoric from us three because we don't get paid to keep our trap shut.
Yeah,
We'll tell you exactly
if
what
they
we think
if
until
they
they get.
pay us, we won't tell you
Yeah,
anything.
but you won't know. You won't talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Mum's the
do want
word.
to do a definitive ghost hunting guide, and I will try and do that at some point. Actually,
Yeah.
because I've got pretty much all of the Phasmo type of games out there.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Phasmo. I do, and I know
I'm
Ghost Exile is just coming up with a. They're
I'm
dropping
gonna
with
buy that. I'm buying that
Um,
next week.
I
So
bought.
I'm getting
See,
that.
see, I was already ahead of the curve in that sense because I've like, right, if it's a Phasmo type game, I pretty much jumped on them, and I'm like, well, Obsidio was one that I got, and that looks crap, so no one else bought it. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I'm the guinea
That's-
pig. I'm the
That's
guinea
actually
pig.
getting some
I'm
updates as well.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly. So that's getting updates. Forewarned has just had a new
got a
map.
m-
That's
it's
getting
got-
updates. So, like you said, they're all getting updates, and this was struggling. This Ghost, what are they calling it now? Let's call it just Ghost Exorcism for now. If they
Yeah,
choose
sure.
to change it to
Ghost Souls.
Ghost Souls,
Ghost
or
Souls.
if they called it Phasmo 2, or whatever,
The ghost type.
Ghost type.
Yeah.
Whatever they choose to call this game in the future, I'm still going to call it by its original name.
Yeah,
For
that's
now,
all.
Yeah.
it's what I know it as.
It's funny actually you mentioned Forewarned because that's their update drops on the 2nd of June, which we need to play.
Yeah,
So we definitely need to check that out. But that looks really good what they're doing over there.
I know.
Another good game on the horizon.
I know that in his Discord, Expense dropped because he tagged us all in it. Ghost Exile. I was like, I'm ahead of you. Sort of already got it.
I've
But
played-
yeah,
I've played-
I have been back to that since. I think I spoke about this in the last episode.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
already gone back to it.
I am definitely
yeah.
buying it next week.
But
I'm definitely getting it because I want to play it. So
I think out of all of us, yeah, I definitely want to do I might do a stream on when I'm gonna put it in either as a stream or might make a YouTube video for the first one in sort of about 3 years. I haven't actually. Yeah, all of my videos have been uploaded from Twitch, so it's not really a new video at all. Outside of my vlogging,
You're vlogging.
which is the
Oh,
first.
Steve's
Yeah, the first sort of
I'm
thing I've
vlogger.
done since everything's been on Twitch. Everything's just uploaded straight from Twitch. So I've never actually sat down and made an actual YouTube video yet for a long time. So that might be it. I might just do a definitive sort of like thing, and I'll pick and choose what I think is the best or worst. There you go. Anyway, that's a future episode. That's something in the future. That's on my list of things I need to do. I don't need to do, but I've chosen to. I've mentioned it. I might as well. I like one
Might as
friend. I've just seen the on the Steam page. One friend recommends against this game. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I've got 11 friends already own this game. One friend recommends. 2 friends want this game. One friend has just played it recently.
We have friends.
We have friends.
I have
We
friends.
have
Wait,
ones.
I've got friends. Wait, what?
Once.
When did that happen? All right, so yeah, I think we're done with it. I think we're done with that now. Then.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
done with that. We could go into any news we may have.
Any news? We are sort of finishing late.
Yeah, we'll keep
fine.
it short. We'll skip a few things, for time.
Yeah.
Let's get okay.
So we'll mention that Activision Blizzard, very quickly, their shareholders are being
all right.
what's it say here? It says SOC Investment Group says most of the directors up for re-election failed to recognise and address the company's, in quotation marks, unsafe workplaces. Well, there's more than unsafe. It's just not acceptable. The stuff that's going on over there, and it's just been completely ignored from the top. And the problems always start from the top down. And that's how in corrupted companies, and that's one of them. I don't really want to go into it because we'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll be ranting about how useless these bunch of depraved idiots are. But Bobby Kotick basically he's going to be. They want him gone. The board of directors, so the shareholders want him gone. They want a more diverse, forward-thinking team. They want to bring back the glory days of Blizzard, and get rid of all the negativity that surrounds the company, not just in the staff and the gaming industry itself, but also surrounding their horrible, money-grabbing, disgusting DLC, loot box-filled, disgusting pieces of filth video games that they're literally going to ruin all of their franchises with. I've been in the preview for Diablo Immortal. I've played it.
You played that.
It is disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play the game for free. Let me just talk about this very quickly. You can play the game for free. You can get up to what they would say a respectable power level. If you put in probably unfair amount of hours, untold amount of hours into the game. But however, if you give them 50 grand, you can have the best things in the whole game, and you won't have to ever bat an eyelid. Or you can spend 10 grand and get half that power, or you can spend 5 grand and get a quarter of that power. It is so ridiculously priced. These legendary gems that are basically what they're charging you for as a must-have buff, which increase your health and damage, and attack damage and defense power by 300% per legendary gem. So you can have up to 15 legendary gems if you pay for them, all for a bargain price of £800 each.
Oh my, 800.
So you can look it up on YouTube. There's a whole videos going into how ridiculously expensive it all is, how unfair it all is. and if you basically spend this amount of money in PvP, you will win every single time, and will literally annihilate that. It's probably the most absurd mobile game I've ever seen. Yeah, I know mobile games are notorious for this stuff, but to make the end game, basically, you have to pay. Like that's not how Diablo works. It's not how Diablo has worked. It is literally money grabbing and shoehorning this license into the ground. The fact that they come out and trying to brush it under the carpet by saying, "But you can play it on PC. You don't what you don't have phones? Well, you got a PC, haven't you? You can play it on PC." And then they're trying to sweep that under the rug, along with all the dodgy stuff that's been going on at Blizzard Activision. Um,
Yeah.
you know, there was a bit of buzz, and we mentioned it a little while ago about Xbox buying Activision. That's been put on hold.
Really?
Yeah, they're basically being investigated for.
What?
So,
Microsoft?
yeah, Microsoft are the government's investigating the deal.
Oh my!
So it's
That
been put on hold.
makes perfect sense when you
That's
consider.
insane.
So
Oh my god!
although in
Yeah.
principle it has been agreed, Microsoft is buying them. At the moment, they're being vetted by the US government and various states because they're worried that it's a monopoly power
Yeah.
on
Oh, I
the video
see.
game, because they did it with Microsoft. Remember, they broke Microsoft up into 4 separate companies because they
Mm.
got too powerful, because they basically had more money than the government.
Yeah.
That's basically
Oh,
what
they
it
don't
is.
want that.
And that
Yeah.
yeah, basically have more power than the government, which is outrageous when you think about it.
It's kind of crazy.
It is, and yeah, this company and all of its shareholders can go and jump in a raging fire somewhere.
Okay, no.
Yeah, preferably somewhere painful and horrible, where they can get they can reflect upon their evil ways and change, hopefully. But you know, I'm always a big fan of you reap what you sow. So if you sow hatred, you get hatred back.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, tenfold of these bunch of disgusting people. Anyway, Blizzard, awful, pain in the
Yeah.
ass, useless company.
Get out
Everyone's
of here.
unhappy with them, even their own shareholders are unhappy. So let's give them a big swift kick in the nuts and tell them to grow up, and then we'll move on.
Grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Or we'll Shamboya some more, and we'll see if we'll go first. Right, so that's the horrible news out of the way. The fun stuff is a little bit. The fun stuff is that PlayStation decided to make live action TV shows of God of War 4, I should say, not the other games, and Horizon Forbidden West TV shows apparently are both going to be live action, and not sit and have lots of CGI and stuff. Or Forbidden West might be all CGI. There's a teaser apparently going to be coming in one of the game shows coming out. One of the the things that come out, they get cancelled and then they're back on, and they get cancelled again and they're back on. So either the Game Awards show, the one in August, or the one in a couple of months, or even the PlayStation's own PlayStation's own show, which they hardly ever show anything these days, on YouTube. State of Nay is what I call it now. It's
Nay.
a State of Nay. PlayStation
Oh.
says nay.
Oh my god.
So
What's that in Monty Python? The
the Knights at Sea.
Knights that say
say nay.
Nay.
Nah. Oh, nah.
You shall bring me a strawberry.
Nah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of it. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, that was the point.
Oh, okay. It did its job.
Yeah. So yeah, that's we'll I know it's not quite video game news, but it is kind of we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll give you my my wonderful opinion when they come out. And I'll tell you what, they better not mess up the God of War, because that's one of my favorite games and franchises. I've played through all 7. I've read the books. I've read the comics. I've played through all of it. If they mess up, great.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. No, go on, Steve.
I was just going to say, I can feel the pain as you're talking about it. You're literally sort of feel, it's like a needle in the side of you. You can feel it. You're like, oh. As you're reading it, I can hear it in your voice.
Yes, because I know
you can hear the passion.
The reason I'm a bit miffed is that the directors behind it are associated with Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, and I'm not going to go into it too, other than it's the big W word that no one likes anymore. and that program was full of it. They ruined the books. They didn't ruin the books. They ruined the TV show based on the books. And the book's creator was like, "What the hell have you done to my show?" But that's a rant for another show entirely, and we haven't got time for that tonight. So I'm on the fence about God of War. I'm more excited for the Netflix adaptation for Horizon Forbidden West because video game adaptations based on Arcane, League of Legends. I am very hopeful that Netflix will deliver Horizon Forbidden West. However, it still has that element of doubt, and it's in the modern pulp culture we live in. They always like to ruin a good thing by putting a load of rubbish in it. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. And finally, the last thing I'm going to say is I talked about earlier is the trailer for the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order called Fallen Survivor, and I'm going to play the trailer on my channel, audio and all. So if you want to watch it, it's a minute and 24. I'll turn the audio down.
Well, watch along. Even though, yeah, okay.
Right.
I know it's a CGI trailer, but the hype is real.
This show's true.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I don't always like when they do CG.
I'm telling you, that is
cinematic.
100% Starkiller from The Force Unleashed. That looks like him. Starkiller. If we get to play a Starkiller in Jedi Survivor, I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind. So I've got a little bit of information about that game as well. It's purely only going to be on next generation only. So it's only on PS5 and Xbox Series X or S and PC. You're going to need a monster rig to play it as well because it's using Unreal 5 engine.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's going to be a monster game. The rumor mill is that it might even have co-op.
Ooh, okay.
So it might have co-op, which will be incredible. But that might be a DLC. The rumor mill is it's going to be a purely single player expansion. And it's going to have lots of quality of life improvements. And this is the big selling point for me. It's going to be double the length of the first game. So
Awesome. 20
to 40-hour campaign, depending on how good you are at the game, to a 40 to 80-hour campaign, depending on how good you are at the game. So it's certainly worthy of the hype. All the actors from the previous game are returning, and I can't wait to see a more mature Cal develop his powers. And they're going to run into some lore-based characters. You're going to run into some friendly and familiar faces, aka Kenobi, and a few others along the way, and there's some surprises as well. The other rumor mill is that Mace Windu might be in the game.
Hello there.
Because he fits the narrative Jedi Survivor.
Yeah,
the Mace Windu might be in it as a cameo. But I can't put him as a cameo. He'd have to be in it properly. Surely Samuel L. Jackson would be like, "I'm going to be in this fucking game.
Yeah.
I'm a motherfucking Jedi in this motherfucking game."
With my purple lightsaber. It's purple lightsaber.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Do you know he specifically said I'll only do the role if I have a purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
But the
So
purple
cool.
lightsaber actually fits his character because he channels both good and dark side energy through him. So if you think about it, blue and red, purple.
Yeah.
So it's
Very clever.
It's very cool. And if you watch the animated Clone Wars, you will see how awesome Mace Windu is and how he did beat Palpatine. They're all saying that, oh, Palpatine didn't deliberately let him lose. No, Palpatine was getting overpowered because he was getting destroyed by his own dark side energy. That's because he reflects it back at him. That's what Mace Windu does. That's what his power is. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting into Star Wars lore.
You are.
I will shut up. I will shut up. It's not the Star Wars podcast. I'm sorry. I'll go and hide.
Now it is.
I'll go and hide in my nerd cave now. I'll shut up. So yeah, I know I took over a bit there. Sorry. Was sort of ran with the news. That's all the tidbits, I think. And I'll shut up now, and I'll let Steve have his podcast back.
No. Well.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. Insight there. That was a nice little insight. So Beth, have you got a joke for us then? So I think we're wrapping up now.
Okay. So, if you're new to the show, I somehow got a segment where I tell a joke. So I got this book called The Really Stupid Joke Book, and I tell a joke just for some fun. So I'm gonna open the page at random here. I'm gonna count out one. Oh, these are like vampire themed ones. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Freedy. Pick between 1 and 11, please.
Lucky number 7.
Okay. 1.
7.
7. All right. How does a vampire get through life with only one fang? He has to grin and bear it. Okay.
Okay. And on that bombshell, it's time to end the show then. So I'd like to say big thank you to both my co-hosts this week. The PizzaBeth, thank you for that wonderful joke as well.
Thank you.
As always.
You're welcome. It's all my own original material.
Some of my original material that I've just read in the book. It appears into the book. So which is why you asked Freddie for what number. Right. This is the part of the show that we know we're just falling apart. We're getting silly.
It's not bits and pieces anymore. It's 40 pieces at the end.
Bits and pieces everywhere.
And thank you.
Sorry, I shut up.
Pieces of bits. Pieces of bits now.
Sorry.
Well, I'm in bits now. And thank you very much to the Freedy Show as well for joining me. As always,
you're welcome.
Fantastic having you both on. Let's do some socials quickly before we end. So, who is streaming next week? Who wants to go? Does anyone want to make their announcements? What you're doing next week? Freedy, are you streaming at all?
Yes, I am.
Are you still continuously doing your random day ones now? Because
it won't be next week because it's half term.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I won't be streaming unless people like listening to screaming children all day long. No, I'm only doing the usual Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week. Saturdays is always the podcast day. But I am going to be returning to The Witcher 3 on Tuesday.
Toss
a coin for your Witcher.
To your Witcher, not.
For your Witcher. Toss for your Witcher.
Toss for your Witcher.
Oh God.
Right.
Toss. No. Okay, that's just.
And think of Harry Cavill. Right. Moving on.
Oh God.
So will I. Right. Anyway. Right.
Oh, no.
Moving on. Anyway, so Thursday I'm going to be returning to something. I've forgotten now. Generation Zero. I won't be playing that anymore. My save game somehow got deleted off my computer and Xbox. I've lost 40-something hours of gameplay. And all Generation Zero, my save somehow got corrupted on my PC and Xbox because it's a cross-gen save. So you can you can load it up from on either one. And I lost all my progress. So I just bought the DLC for that as well. So I'm majorly peed off. I won't be playing that anytime soon. World War Z will be next Thursday or Tuesday. I might do a bit of World War Z and then some Witcher co-op game. I bought Aftermath, so
you are playing something with a Z in it then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, something game related.
Yeah,
on some streaming service somewhere. So you'll find me at w.twitch.tv /TheFreedyShow. And yeah, I might do some day streams as well. Depends if I get some time
if
on
you
my
can,
own.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
just
we'll see.
look out for that. And
Yeah.
Beth, are you streaming at all next week or in the next few days?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna try and play some V Rising, and also stream Beat Saber again because that was fun.
V Rising, you say? What's this now? What is this game? What is this game?
It's
V
where
Rising. Ah.
it's where you have a virgin. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh god.
Virgin Rising.
Virgin Rising. Oh,
No,
is
no.
that just a pay rise for everybody who works at Virgin Media?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's really called Vasectomy Rising.
God.
Oh god. Oh no, we're just going down another road now.
Oh.
Oh god.
That's
oh no.
No, okay, so yeah, V Rising.
You can blame Jelly for that one.
Yeah, Jelly.
Oh, Jelly. Oh.
He told me that the other day and it stuck with me.
Oh no.
Yeah. I saw that. That was funny.
I missed
But yeah,
that.
V Rising, Beat Saber.
Vindaloo Rising?
Vindaloo Rising.
All right, let's go with Vindaloo Rising. So I'm going to be playing Vindaloo Rising next week. And Beat Saber. And I'm not sure what days, but if you follow me on Twitch, just type in PizzaBeth. You'll find me. Because you'll see my big fat mug.
The pizza that is Beth is no longer a pizza, but is a. Was you? I never questioned it before, but I'm going to now. Was you wearing headphones?
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's my ears. That's just my ears.
That's a natural look.
That is just your
that's
natural
just
look.
me.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's
I wasn't
just
sure
me.
whether that was like a headrest behind you or.
It does look like a headrest.
That's why I was questioning.
It's my headphones.
It is headphones.
It's the chair behind her.
Do you know what? It looks like
I've morphed into you, like the chair is.
It looks like, it looks like I got, those earmuffs.
Yeah,
like in the winter.
Well, that's why I questioned it.
Defenders.
It could have been either or, any of those, or any of the above, or something else that we haven't thought of, which I'm not willing to go into just yet. But
no.
It's actually somebody off camera, 2 hands, just holding her head up.
Steady.
Are you saying I'm just a head? I'm so confused with that statement.
Well,
anyway,
you're ahead of the game.
Yay!
Hey,
Freedy has really gone into the old jokes this week, hasn't he?
Yeah,
It's like
Freedy's
really sort of like pissing on your parade a little bit. I would say.
Sorry.
Yeah, stop peeing on my parade.
It's a sad joke in me. Sorry, I can't contain it. They just come
Oh dear. All right,
my parade has been peed on. Okay.
My Steve.
Yeah,
It wasn't me.
it wasn't me.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Something about getting peed on.
From a height.
From a height.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I'm gonna be playing.
Thanks to everyone who's listening this week. Thank you. We must thank our sponsors.
What?
How's your hole doing?
Oh god. Not my
God.
hole. No.
And your
That's for off stream. So
Please.
Rising.
You heard it here first. It's for off stream.
Steve is going to have to cut a lot out.
There's a lot I've got to do this week, I tell you. Oh,
no one's going to hear this
anyway,
part.
We finished half an hour ago.
I'm not done.
But you're not done. Oh, God, I thought you were done.
Follow me on PizzaBeth. No, I am done, sorry. There you go. Go.
I can feel that for you.
PizzaBeth.com.
OnlyFans.
And only cans.
Only cans, yeah.
Only cans.
You guys are...
Okay, so I will be streaming. Hopefully, I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm now going back to a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm now sort of like doing that now as a Friday because I've got the weekends off, so I can have a little rest day on the Friday, a little rest after work, and then I can actually do Fridays and Saturdays and Sunday. Obviously, this week was a little bit different for me because I went out to a Comic Con, which we spoke about right at the start of the show, and obviously the podcast. So episode 30 has just come to an end. Don't forget, if you want to find us on, the Bits and Pieces podcast can be found under my name, FunnybitsBoi, on iTunes, Spotify, You got Amazon Music, SoundCloud, and pretty much anywhere that is a podcast platform, really. Anywhere that hosts RSS feeds. Yeah, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, download it anywhere you go. You can listen to it on the go. A lot of this will be cut out, so don't worry. If you want the raw material, just watch the YouTube version or the VOD, which is up on my channel, twitch.tv/FunnybitsBoi. Or you can go and watch Freddy's version, which is twitch.tv/Freddy Show.
Completely uncut.
Beth,
you get
Raw.
As Beth has already stated, she'll be streaming next week. Twitch.tv/PizzaBeth. You could get us all on Twitter as well. That's at FunnybitsBoi, at TheFreedyShow, or at PizzaBeth1. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. Until next week. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. 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 That was one of the most weirdest endings we've ever had. Like, honestly, like that, you're gonna have to edit so much out.